Welcome to The Source, a Waterbury Public School podcast dedicated to discussing relevant and timely topics that impact the school district and our educational community. I am your host, Belen Michelis, alongside co-host Superintendent Dr. Ruffin, and in today's edition of the podcast, we will be talking about Student Success Agency. First, let's welcome our three amazing guests. Dr. Leanne Wilson, from Vice President of Partnerships for Student Success Agency, two amazing Waterbury Arts Magnet School students here who have utilized Student Success Agency, Eric Estes and Adina Badgerson. So first I want to thank Dr. Wilson for coming here to our studio, so thank you for joining us. Let's just dive in. What is Student Success Agency and really what's its mission?
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited to be here. Our mission at SSA is to maximize student potential through reimagining student support services in a digital world. So the way we do that is we offer an array of services of not just mentoring, but mental health wellness support, tutoring, and setting up students for post-secondary success. And we do that after school and on the weekends to really complement the short school day and provide access to students when they need it most, when they're home and they don't have access to the resources at school.
So Dr. Ruffin, really what enticed you to have Student Success Agency program in the district, and how have you seen it support our students here?
Well, what enticed me was our students. In conversations with the superintendent student advisory, our students mentioned to me that they had a need to talk to someone after hours. And they said specifically, you know, our school counselors or maybe teachers, once they leave, that doesn't mean that our needs to talk to someone stops. And sometimes we need to talk to someone at night. We need to talk about mental wellness. We need to talk about college and career readiness, career options, fields that we just want to talk to someone that could help us when we have the need. And that's what started the entire conversation and what allowed us to be able to search for such an agency, because I did not know about Student Success Agency. It was an answer to what my students were telling me that we needed, and then we found them.
And so Dr. Wilson, as Dr. Ruffin had mentioned, this is a great collaboration that I believe really came out of the students' needs. So what would you say this partnership is for you and in SSA?
Yeah, I mean, we have an incredibly strong partnership with Waterbury Public Schools, and it really started from the beginning of developing trust and transparency in that partnership together. Because if we don't have that trust together, knowing that we're working towards a common goal, which is to fulfill Waterbury's vision and mission of helping all students succeed, graduate, and be successful after school. And we really value the partnership. We are meeting with admin monthly. We are providing monthly data reports on the students to be able to show the outcomes that are happening. And we collaborate together on district goals and initiatives. So, you know, we want to know, we ask the questions. We ask a lot of questions because we want feedback to tailor and individualize our support to Waterbury Public Schools. So we ask the questions, we collaborate together, and we really work with Waterbury to fulfill the goals and initiatives that you have set for your students.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Dr. Ruffin, as you may know, and all of us here know, students are faced with so many different challenges in this generation. And so what do you see the students in our district, the challenges they're facing, and how does SSA really address those for them?
It allows the student to have their own private agent. And I thought that was pretty cool, that a student could have someone to talk to advocate for them based on what they wanted or needed, not just based on what others were telling them that they may need, that they could have access at times that were convenient. Because as the student says, sometimes they need to talk to someone at 7 o'clock at night. That typically would not be a school staff, but it should be someone reliable and someone that they trust and have built a relationship with. And that was important to me because they were so compelling in sharing what they needed with me. I thought that compels us with a sense of urgency to reach out and to partner with a reliable company that could provide such a resource. The students really set this up.
That's impactful. It really is. And as you may know, Dr. Wilson, mentorship is such a crucial part of a student's growth throughout their time here in Waterbury. And so how would you say mentorship is the cornerstone for Student Success Agency?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that our main goal with students at SSA is to be an ear, a voice, and an outlet for students. And we do that in many different ways, but providing students an ear, a listening ear after school and on the weekends as they're navigating all the challenges that high school brings and all of the nervousness, anxiety, and the unknowns and fears of what do I do next after high school and how do I get there, and what if I don't have the resources at home? I need someone, I need an agent to help me get there. And so we're that ear, we're that voice guiding them, finding opportunities for them, whether it's helping them complete FAFSA applications or find scholarships or find job internships. Whatever they want to do, they're communicating that with their agent through the WinBox app that we offer to students on their phone, and they're setting up their plans. The agent is finding opportunities for students and just guiding them as an agent does. And then we're that outlet for them as well. So, you know, there are many times navigating high school nowadays is much trickier and harder than it was when I was in high school or we were in high school. They have a lot of different and additional challenges that we didn't have. So having an outlet of a near peer mentor who is someone that has been through some of those same challenges recently. Many of our agents are in college or they have just come out of college, and so they've navigated some of those same challenges that the students have. And so the student has an outlet to be able to, oh, you've been through this, you get it, you know, you get it. And they have that background there to be able to support them.
And so what ways would SSA really use to measure the impact that they've had? How do you measure that?
Yeah, so data. We use a lot of data. We're measuring success not only by the relationships that the agents and the students develop, but we have key indicators that we're looking at. We're looking at FAFSA completions, we're looking at college matriculation, we're looking at SEL mentoring minutes, we're looking at graduation rates, disciplinary referrals, attendance. We're looking at all of that and we're measuring that so that we're able to come back to the table with Waterbury and show success of meeting outcomes for the district and for students and parents and families.
So Dr. Ruffin, how do you see SSA in the long run here at Waterbury?
I see it as a response to what students have asked for, and what's going to determine everything is to hear the feedback from our students. I want to see many students have access, because at this time it's absolutely no cost to the students or their families for 9th through 12th grade, and I would like to see more students utilizing Student Success Agency. I'd like to hear from the students in terms of how has it helped them to navigate a complex world that they're living in. And you're right, Dr. Wilson, more complex than we would have ever imagined.
Yeah.
And yet they're navigating it really well. Yeah. But the need needs to be done in a different way.
I agree. I actually brought some interesting statistics with me today that I wanted to share. Research shows that only 13% of students across the nation participate in any extended learning in after-school support, and 76% after-school and weekend support programs are still in actual school buildings. So we want to provide students that access to mentoring and tutoring in a digital world because the old model really isn't working. We also know that research shows that teens are using their cell phones for an average of 4.5 hours a day, and I would guess it's probably more than that. I think that's probably low. Our current seniors were born the year the iPhone came out, so thinking about that is pretty phenomenal. Our current seniors have never known a world, and really many before that too, without a phone in their hand. So to be able to meet the needs where students are the most and what they're accessing the most is their cell phone. So providing that app where they're able to connect with agents and get mental health support, SEL, academic tutoring, elective tutoring, all those things through the place where they are the most is a game changer for students.
Well, I appreciate you giving us that down. I think this is a great turnaround of our students here that we have in our studio. And thank you, Nadina and Eric, for joining us. But we have two students here who have utilized SSA, have utilized, are utilizing it. And so, Eric, tell us what really interested you on SSA and how has it impacted you?
Well, I guess what first got me into SSA, well, an agent about 2.5 years ago came to the school, and he was blasting music, and it was really, really cool. All the students came to the cafeteria, and they set us up with an agent, right? The agent, obviously the agent is made to help us with tutoring, able to help us with get connected to different services, and also check in on our mental health. So through this agent, he told me about different tutoring options, and so I got involved with personal finance tutoring because I really like the maths. That's where I strive. Mm-hmm. So I got into the personal finance. It really helped me learn about personal finance, and that's helping me to decide the career I'm going into, which is actuarial science, which is a finance career. And now my current agent, Noah Munoz, he's great. He's awesome. He has helped me with so many things, like all kinds of tutoring things, AP government, AP psychology, SAT prep. Over the summer, so I took the SAT like September of last year, but over the summer I really wanted to prepare because I took it twice, and I really wanted to work on my English section. So I got in contact with him. He set me up with tutoring services, completely free. And every single week I would work with an agent from SSA who would help me with the English tutoring, which was beyond helpful. My scores really increased. And with the AP Psychology and AP Government tutoring, my grades have increased a lot as well. At the beginning of this year, actually, the senior officers, there were elections for the senior officers, and I was interested in the position of treasurer. And I'm a math guy. I'm not really an English guy. I'm not really good at writing speeches. So I talked to Noah, and he not only helped me, but he also got me in contact with a person that was very into public speaking, and the public speaker got on a call with me and helped me create the speech. And the speech was so fantastic. I got the votes. I won. I was really happy to get the position of treasurer. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate the background and the story because it really does give a insight on really the experience, how you get connected, and really what that agent really does for you on a day-to-day. And like you said, throughout the time you're in school. So it's not just a one and done. It's really throughout your time and the new things that arise. And Nadina, could you speak to that? How has SSA impacted you, and really what did you like about SSA?
Well, I think I love that it's personalized to me. My agent, her name's Cynthia. She knows all my strengths and weaknesses. She knows I struggle with math and physics. And she's always willing to set me up with physics tutoring, which I appreciate because that's my weakest subject. And she's helped me find a lot of opportunities. Like, it was about 2 years ago, I said I wanted to volunteer and I wanted to be out in my community. And she found me a position with Southbury Ambulance. So I've been there for about 2 years now because she helped me with that. And I think it's been great. And she also gives me like career guidance. She's in the science field and she's at UCLA. So she knows exactly like what I'm going through in the process to get there.
That's great. That's great. And so, as you guys both may know, there's probably students in your own school here who are thinking about SSA, don't know if they want to be involved. What would you say to them about SSA and if they're piquing of interest?
So I know a lot of students might think about it as like a school thing, like, I don't like school, stay away from me, which I get that. But at the same time, even if the only really academic portion is the tutoring. And if you don't want the tutoring, you have an agent who is more than a tutor, he's a friend, right? He's a friend you can talk to. He's a friend that will check in on your mental health, that will text you periodically. My agent actually creates YouTube videos for his students, and he sends them out every single month. And they are just like telling us about his personal life, talking about what he's going through, and giving us some motivation to get through these difficult times, So I would say, even if you don't want to do it because you think it's like school related, it's really not even. You could just see it as a friend. You know, you see it as another friend you can hang out with, talk to. We have exchanged social medias. We're on all the different platforms, always texting back and forth. It's not even really school. And whenever I need tutoring, I text him, and I'm like, can you set me up with this? And he's like, yeah, and then it works.
That's awesome. Nadina, I know you mentioned Cynthia. I know you mentioned she got you a position, and so are you still in communication with Cynthia? And if so, do you still talk to her about school-related topics or mentoringship?
Oh yeah, so I'm still in contact with Cynthia. We talk pretty often. She likes to check in on me and my mental health, which I appreciate. And she's currently helping me find new opportunities for this summer. I'm looking for a new internship, so I really appreciate all her help with that.
And so for the kids who are listening to you guys today, what would you say to them if they wanted to take on SSA? How can they get an agent?
Well, I would say talk to an SSA agent. I mean, we've had several times where an SSA agent has come into the school, got us all connected to Winbox. It used to be the phone numbers, but now it's through Winbox. It's so easy to use. So just, contact one of the agents. I mean, you can also talk to like a WAMS guidance counselor, talk to some teacher. That I'm sure they can help you with that.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys giving your insight, and I hope that the students that are listening to you really take your insights and utilize that and really go see their counselor or teacher and really sign up for SSA, because it's, as you can tell, it goes beyond just schoolwork. It really is somebody that you can lean on for multiple things throughout your life. And Dr. Wilson, you mentioned it is a more mental health and social emotional, and so it touches more than just the hours you are here studying. And so I want to thank you guys for being here today. Thank you, Dr. Wilson, Dr. Ruffin, Eric, Nadina, for discussing with us Student Success Agency. And that does it for today. I appreciate you guys, and until next time.